why this background is like this is because I had a closing date of the 15th, and I'm not there. I'm still in my apartment with my packed up things. I'm living out of boxes, baby. Hi guys, I'm Faith Amina from the Faith Amina Show, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my horrible first time buyer of a house. So just to give you guys just a little background history, I have a whole video about it that will be up. Definitely comment below if you want to see this video explaining how I got to this point in the home buying process. But basically I fixed my credit. Well, I decided that I wanted to buy a house. I didn't fix my credit because my credit wasn't really bad. I just needed to increase it. I found the house that I really like. I found a lender. It was pre-approved, right? Okay, great. That's where we are in this story. There's so much more, but let's get to the horrible part, right? So I got pre-approved. I found the house of my dreams. I made an offer. They did a counter offer, and then we was like, okay, great, bam, we love it. We like their counter offer. They were willing to do $4,000 in closing costs. And I got new appliances with the home. So I was like, okay, bet, boom. I love the house. We can do it. So I'm working with the lender, and they were like, oh, we need X, Y, and Z. And so I'm giving them everything they need. And then it comes to a point where they're like, oh, we need to do... So there's two things when you're buying a house. You need to get a inspection, where somebody comes through and they inspect the house from top to bottom. And so I had an inspection, and the guy was found a couple of things wrong with the house. Like there was a shaky cabinet, a loose faucet, minor things. And then it was a couple of major things. Like there was a crack in the roof, so there was a bird nest up there, so they had to seal that up. There was a couple of other things that I will explain in another video. And so the seller decided, they honored everything that needed to be fixed, and they fixed it. And then we got an appraisal. So appraisal is when they come in and they check the house from top to bottom, and then they also make sure so I'm buying, let's say I'm buying the house for $140,000. They want to make sure that the house is worth $140,000. If the appraisal came back and was like, it's worth $100,000, they can't sell it to me for $140,000. Also, the lender isn't going to give me $140,000 when it only value is $100,000. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. Also, I didn't mention the reason why this background is like this is because I had a closing date of the 15th, and I'm not there. It is now January the 25th, and I'm still in my apartment with my packed up things. I'm living out of boxes, basically. But I digress. So yeah, I got the appraisal done. I paid for the appraisal out of my money. Usually sometimes the appraisal can be put into your closing costs, but it wasn't. And so when I got this loan from this bank, this wonderful bank of the Americas, I don't want to tell you which lender / bank I was working with who did this horrible transaction with me, because I think I might sue them, and I don't want this video to come back and bite me. But if you can make inference to who I'm talking about, this wonderful bank of the Americas, comment below who you think I'm talking about. This bank said that it would help me with down deposit and closing costs, and along with the grants that I was getting for the house for a first time home buyer, right? Okay, so they told me I was going to close by Christmas of 2019. And I was like, okay, great, awesome. I can write this off on my taxes. Because, money. My 2019 taxes. So Christmas comes, we're getting closer and closer to the holiday. And it was like, hey, Faith, it looks like we're not going to be able to close on the 31st. I think they told me the 30th or the 31st of December. And I was like, okay, so when are we gonna close? And they were like, probably in January. And I was like, okay, I really banked on us like closing in 2019 so I can write it off on my taxes, but cool, that's fine, I'll compromise. And so I was like, what is it that I need to do to like move this along, get this going? And it was like, you need to do X, Y, and Z. So I did X, Y, and Z, and it was like, oh, because it's the holidays, there's not going to be a lot of people in the office, so it pushes things back, blah 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 blah. You are a multi-million-dollar bank. Don't tell me there's nobody in the office who can't work on my stuff. That don't make no sense. That just don't make no sense to me. I'm not in the banking industry. I used to be in the banking industry, but I was more on the teller side than the back end side. So I don't know how it really goes, but to me it just doesn't make good sense. It doesn't make good sense. It's not good customer service. I digress. So I was like, all right, bet, cool, whatever. And my mom was like, you need to be, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, so be sweet, be nice. And I was like, I don't want to be nice. I'm giving you my money for the next 30 years plus interest. You guys should be catering to me. So with all that being said, what happened? They were like, oh, they finally gave me a closing date, January the 15th, 2020. So I was like, okay, bet, cool. Start the new year off with a bang. I'm going to be starting off the new year with a bang. I'm going to be buying a house. I told everybody I'm buying a house on January the 15th, 2020. Balling, upgrading my life. I'm living it up, doing the damn thing, right? 10 days out, January the 5th, I called and I emailed everybody. I'm like, okay, when I look inside the portal of the mortgage application, it's telling me I need this from the lender. I need this from the lender. I need this. 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 And I'm just like, so are you gonna give me the papers or not? Like, whatever you need to give me, I'm going to get it done today and give it to you today. Signed, sealed, delivered. It's yours. All of that. You can have it. And they were just like, oh yeah, well, we're waiting on this thing for this and that. And it was just like the runaround. I was like, well, we're 10 days out. So what are we doing? Let's figure it out, because we're 10 days away from closing date. And that's when I got a little antsy, like, am I going to be close? And so I started making calls, like, am I going to be closing on the 15th? I really need to know. My best friend took off work. I took off work. My mom is coming up from Atlanta to help me move, and so she can be there on my closing date. I done told everybody it's going to be the 15th, because that's what you told me. I got anxiety. I'm missing out on money because I'm not going to work on the 15th. All these things are happening. And I'm like, is it the 15th? They're like, yeah, it's the 15th. You'll be fine. It's the 15th. It's the 15th. The 14th comes. And I'm like, so what's good? And it's like, oh, not even what's good. I look into the portal and it changes from the 15th to the 31st. And I am livid. I'm livid. I'm upset, guys. I'm quite upset because I now I look like a fool. I look like a fool because I told everybody I'm going to be moving on this day. I anticipated to move on that day. I wanted to be out of this apartment. I gave my apartment like 30-day notice. They thought I was going to be leaving out. And I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on? We have a sales contract that we extended already 3 times. And the sellers are like, we can't extend it any longer. Like, we're not doing it. One, it's a business for them. They got to keep paying the mortgage. They got to keep the lights on. They got to keep up with maintenance. They're not trying to be in this thing longer than they really have to be. That's why it's on the market, right? So when I confronted the lenders, the bank, they were just like, oh, well, you wasn't really approved for the loan just yet. Not approved for the loan? What do you mean? We're in January. We've been talking since November. And it was like, you haven't been approved for the loan. We had to verify your job. You have to verify my job. I gave you W-2s. I gave you tax returns. I've been working at the same jobs for the past 4 years, almost 5. What do you mean? Nobody's picked up the phone to call them and make sure that I work there? That's the first thing you do when you're, what? So I'm upset. I'm on the phone like upset. I'm crying. I'm pissed off. All the way off. Without using any cuss words, I'm pissed to the top. And my mom is upset at this point too, because at first she was like, play it nice. And now she's like, what? Everything was contingent on this. I plan on having so many videos out on buying this house. I had a buying a house, moving in, empty apartment tour, empty house tour, making a house a home. All these things that I had planned for the 15th that is no longer a thing. So now I'm looking at them like, what is really going on? When can I close? Am I going to be able to close? And they're like, oh, well, we got to do this, that, and the third. And I'm really sitting there like, I'm annoyed, and I'm quite done with you guys. I'm so done with you guys. And my sales contract with this house has expired, and the sellers don't want to extend the contract. So that basically means they could put the house back on the market. So I did all of this. You did the appraisal. You did all this. I did all this for this house that could possibly go back on the market. You really had me. You had me effed up. If you think that no. And on top of that, I found out that this lender is. So I'm getting a FHA first. I think it's first FHA loan because that's the loan I'm getting, right? And they got the appraisal for a conventional loan. And I'm like, but I've always been FHA. I think FHA stands for first time home buyer. I'm not sure. I'll put it somewhere here. What FHA stands for. But they got the wrong appraisal. Mind you, when they got the appraisal for me, I gave them all my information over the phone, and it was their responsibility to book the appraisal. I didn't book the appraisal. They booked the appraisal. So they went wrong with that. And they was like, oh yeah, you're going to need a new appraisal because the first appraisal wasn't the right appraisal. So you're telling me that we've been communicating since November. You've had the appraisal since the end of November, and you guys are just realizing that you have the wrong appraisal, and now you want to push my closing date back, and now I can't move into this house. I'm stressed out. I'm not eating. I'm losing sleep. I teach children, and I come into work cranky and upset because I didn't get no sleep. I haven't been eating, and I'm just like at my wit's end with this home buying process. And my kids are like, what's going on with you? And I'm just like, I have to put on a brave face, but it's hard to put on a brave face when, like, it feels like your life is crumbling down. Like, I had so many sleepless nights, guys. So many sleepless nights. I cried. I felt dumb. I felt like maybe I shouldn't even do this. Like, it's hard. Like, it's nice and beautiful to have a house and be like, oh, I'm a house owner, buying back the block, living up to Nipsey Hussle's, goal and dream for us. But when you have people like literally shutting all the doors in your face when you gave them everything that you needed to give them, it was like I have anxiety now. Like, I plan on buying this home and then buying another home and another home so I can have like passive income. But the worry of it not happening is heavy on my heart. Like, it's so heavy, guys. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. I literally live out of boxes. I live out of containers because I thought I was leaving. I was moving. So with all that being said, I had to jump ship from that lender because the sellers are like, we're not dealing with you any longer if you're going to be dealing with this company. We have this one loan officer. She's really good. She gets things done. If you want to jump ship and go to them, then we will extend the sales contract, but only if you are with this loan officer. And so I'm talking to the loan officer, and she's like, yeah, I'm sorry that this happened to you. We can get you in the house within 45 days or sooner. We just need X, Y, and Z. And that's what I'm about. I'm about action. Everybody, like before, everybody was like, oh, I've been in this business for 20 years, and I've done this, and I've done that. Whoop-de-doo. But guess what? At the end of the night, you get to go home to your family, your nice cushion house with your nice whatever, and I'm living out of containers. I'm living in an apartment that I thought I would be out of. I got to go back to the lease office and tell them, can I extend it longer? I have to tell people, yeah, no, remember when I told you I was moving on this day? I'm not. I got to tell people, like, all these things. I couldn't go anywhere for the holidays because I thought I was moving, and I need money in the bank for this. All that being said, guys, my advice and what I got from this is to make sure, because I'm a control freak. I am a control freak. I've been basically on my own since I was 18, and I'm 27 now. So like any place I ever lived, I advocated for myself. I made things happen. I make things move for myself. And so in this process, I couldn't really talk to people. Everybody had to go through my agent, which was my mom, and she's a sweetheart. She's awesome. She's also from the South, so everything was very like, you know, be nice, be sweet. And I'm like, we're not in the South anymore. We're in Baltimore. We're like, we gotta shake and drive. We in the city, and I appreciate her so much because she was such a big help. Such a big help. With all that being said, I just wish I was able to talk to people on the phone, but I know that's not how it goes. But if I was able to get on the phone and be like, look, what are you really doing? What are you really doing? Like, no. You're about to get over $100,000 from me over the next couple of years in interest rate. You need to treat me fairly. I would have done it, but that's not the name of the game. So it was really hard to like relinquish that onto somebody. And then also I was getting information by third party. Like they would talk to my agent, who then would talk to me, and I just really wanted to hear directly from the horse's mouth. So a tip that I would give is, whoever your lender is, definitely shop around. Do your background on your lender, who's ever going to give you your money, and then also make sure that your loan officer is personable. I've known this lady for a week. I've texted her in the middle of the night. She texts me back. I've emailed her. She's pretty prompt with it. She asked, like, we've been shaking and driving. She's like, I guarantee you I can get you in this house in 45 days or sooner. So, with all that being said, today is Sunday. I applied for this new loan on Friday. Once I get approved, everything will be shaking and driving. It's moving parts, and because it's not sooner than, like, I could have done it in 15 days, but that's another video. But because I'm getting grants and things, it takes a little bit longer. So on the next 7 weeks, I'm going to be giving you guys updates and vlogs on my process of buying this home. Like, I'm not giving up on this home. I could have gave up on this home. I could have walked away, but I put in time, I put in effort, and I love this home. I really truly do like this home. I like the neighborhood it's in. I like the spiral, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. The spiral steps upstairs. I like the exposed brick. I like the new appliances. It's what I like, and so I can't give up on it now because I feel like it's mine. I prayed about it. I prayed so hard about this. I was like, God, is this a sign? And I listened to Todd from Transformation Church. I love him so much. I am going to Tulsa, Oklahoma very soon, and he just had like a series of Crazy Faith, and one of his sermons was like, I can't remember which person it was and if it was actually him, but in the series of Crazy Faith, it said that your testimony will be your story. Like, my testimony will be the thing that sparks somebody else. And even though I've been through so many obstacles with this house, it's like for me, it makes me feel like this is the house for me. Like I just gone through. We've been through so much. Like, you are mine. Like, there's no, you are mine and I am yours, and there's no turning back, because this is it. So I got a new lender, guys. She told me 45 days or sooner. So hopefully in 7 weeks, 45 days or sooner, we will go from this to a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath, new appliances, and a full finished basement house in Baltimore, Maryland. I love you guys from the bottom to the top. This has been my horror story. I hope you guys could follow along. I know I was kind of all over the place because I was a little bit passionate, but you guys, even though I haven't moved into the house, and even though I've been through these difficulties with this house, I would still want to buy a house. And I encourage everybody else to try to buy a house. Buy property, have assets, have things that are yours that you can earn, that you can own, and just try. I mean, nothing beats a try. Nothing beats a Nothing beats a try than a failure. Nothing beats a failure than a try. Something like that. As a teacher, I should know this, but yeah, the fact that I tried is a lot for me. As a young single, no children, no mate, don't make that much money. I'm a teacher assistant. Teachers don't make that much money. The assistants don't make that much money either. So with no formal education, I don't have a college degree. I went to college, but I didn't finish, and I'm on my way to buying a house. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. There'll be much more videos coming out about my process of buying a house, how I did it. Make sure you definitely subscribe and tell a friend. And even though this was a horror story, don't let this discourage you, because this is just a testimony. This is just on the way up. Nobody said it would be easy, but it's definitely going to happen. You guys have a blessed day. I'm Faith Amina. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart to the top. I'll see you guys in the next video. And definitely know that your light will shine through. And if nobody loves you, I do. And if nobody told you that you're beautiful or handsome, I did. Have a beautiful day, evening, night, or morning. See you guys in the next video.